It all happened like I knew it would. A single drop of source magic. And, like flies to honey, the monsters swarmed. The rebel panicked. The carnage began. And the Magisters pointed their fingers at me. Just as I'd planned. I was shackled and collared, and sent to Fort Joy. I'd come here to kill Godwoken. But instead, I became part of their story.
So, still a bit groggy, are we? Don't worry, the sedative will wear off soon enough. Easy now, no need to hurry.
The things I do to complete a contract. Well, that explains the smell anyway.
Shaking her fluffy coat, the sheep eyes you balefully, her rectangular eyes like letterbox.
Fresh meat. Nice. Plump. Banded like a chicken's leg, too.
That may be so, but look at the flies. And wisdom. Flies know when a creature will die. And it's around your head they're buzzing.
With 2 shakes of her stumpy tail. Did you expect a needle? Did you expect a needle?
Soon as we get to Fort Joy, it'll be time to have words with this Boris fellow.
You there. Come here.
Rubbish.
Get me out of this cage and I'll make it worth your while. You in? Set me free, and I'll set you free. A fair trade, I should think. Suit yourself. That will...
I'm not one to let sleeping dogs lie. And I'm back where I started. Nowhere to go but up.
Empty.
No marks, no indications of a struggle.
There you are. Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. Oh, not to worry. In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered in the ship's manifest. You'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters.
In fact, he seemed quite averse to spending time with the others.
Dungeon? You have the gall to call my laboratory a dungeon? I'd be quite annoyed with you.
Index fingers pressed to her lips. She paused.
My word, you do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Oh, well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. Eventually. In the meantime, all you need to know is that we're en route to Fort Joy. A new life awaits, and if you're a particularly good boy, perhaps a cure as well. An end to Source. For good.
She frowns and peers at you closely, resting the back of one hand on your forehead and taking your pulse with the other.
Delusions such as these are rare, but not unheard of. I recommend a cup of mulled wine and another night's sleep. Just take why for my peace of mind, of course. Why don't you try casting one of those source spells of yours? See what happens.
Currents of magic surge inside you, boiling, bursting, then...
My, look at the There you have it. See? The collar's function for your own peace of...
Yes, this is a rare kind of magic. I'll need to write to headquarters right away.
Bloody murder. Looks like someone's hit the Hall of Echoes a little early.
Come on, please, Losa.
A no doesn't become a yes over time, you know.
It was one of them. I know it.
Would you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate.
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
I'll give you that
Ah,
knuckle.
there you are. Husband.
One of us wouldn't care.
Would you please tell this very charming gaggle of not at all brat-like babes that I am by no accounts this Losa woman, nor do I sing, in fact. I'm deathly allergical. How very correct you are, spouse of mine. Mad what?
Her pinched face cracks into a great grin.
Yeah, okay, you found me out. Go on and git, and maybe I'll sing you something when I'm good and ready.
She turns to you, dark-eyed.
Gotta keep ourselves entertained, haven't we? You'd presume right. Thanks, but I already belong to an elite and exclusive... You take care, though. Nope, trying not to find anything out either.
Suddenly, her eyes cloud to an unnatural black. As quickly as they came, the clouds...
Good luck, Chief. Take it easy, Chief.
Unacceptable. I've never dined on anything less
An
than
elf sits tucked away in a dark spot.
Snake eyes.
She chuckles.
I bet that's just what they'll look like.
She shakes her.
Game for one. Rolling. Deciding fates.
She eyes you.
Not the future, no. I could lick your arm and tell you how you spent the night before last. Shall I?
She gives your arm a...
You were in a cellar, only rather more vigorously. Of course it is, but don't you worry, darling. I don't lick and tell.
She smiled.
Just a kiss.
It was one of them. I know it.
Please, please, please.
A broad dwarf sits totally upright on the bench, eyes closed. He raises an eyebrow as you approach.
Listen up, boy. You hear that?
He turns his head toward.
You look like a Listen, if you're interested. Or get gone if you aren't. The ship, of course.
I've seen more appetizing things coming out of
His eyes snap open.
Murder? I wouldn't know anything. I'd kill a man. He knows who done it. His daddy knows who done it. And the mayor knows who done it.
His eyes flutter shut.
Whether they catch me is another matter. But I ain't one.
I don't intend to do away with the custom.
Well, there has been a murder, Your Majesty. Maybe that has the Magisters more concerned than more appetite.
Don't you get saucy with me. Well, well. What have we here?
The lizard looks you up and down. All of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
My, we are fierce, aren't we? Not to worry. Now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Can you cook? Goodness gracious me, what a bore.
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
Nice.
One of us wouldn't kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
We just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up. Mad. Insufferable. Sure. I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet. Listen.
Keep with those bubbles trained on her, and if she tries to run, shoot at her kid.
A no doesn't become a yes over time.
Here to register, sir. Good, good. You faring okay so far?
He tugs the collar of his...
Sorry you're upset, sir. You head on in now.
I ain't saying nothing.
Bloody dwarves, I'll come back to you, and you better be ready to talk here.
You seem on edge, officer. What on earth is the matter?
Keep with those murder most foul.
Classify this
And I strongly suspect you know all
I've
about
seen
it.
more appetizing things
Do
coming
you?
out of
You
places.
seem on edge, officer. What on earth is the matter?
There's nothing else I can make,
Murder
Your
most
Majesty.
foul.
Turn
I
it with
strongly
water.
suspect
are
you
all
know
I'm
all about
saying.
it.
Do you? Well, perhaps you're absolutely right.
And I don't intend to do away with the custom.
Well, there has been a murder, Your Majesty. Maybe that has the Magisters more concerned than more appetite.
Standing at the center of the room, you spot a sorcerer haughtily eyeing a pair of nervous-looking magisters. They keep their crossbow trained upon her as she's being interrogated by an officer.
So you admit it then? You murdered that poor fella.
Yes, I did. But of course, that was only the beginning.
She turns her head and looks you straight in the eye.
There are others whose lives must end.
Good God! The woman's You there, sorcerer! Go and fetch Magister Siwan. We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her, hands and feet.
No, I'm afraid I always perform my...
She reaches for her collar and simply removes it.
I'm just about to create a scene.
Subdue her, men, quickly! If she casts Source, the Voidwoken will come. They'll end us all.
She smiles with wicked satisfaction.
Precisely.
What's happened?
What happened? Must have been the turnip. Water?
The lizard's eyes... The dwarf lies in a heap on the floor. His... The hound paws desperately at its snout. It winces as it draws blood from its wet. The dog notices you for the first time and it sneezes suddenly and...
Can't smell. Please, make it stop. Too much.
The dog whines.
Not long before this thing snaps into splinters. Oh, damn. That doesn't bode well. Onwards and upwards. Need to get off this wreck. Quick.
He eyes the collar circling your... The Magister's companion doesn't blink, frozen in place at the sight of you.
Even if I knew how to rip that thing off, I would...
He whispers loud.
Don't just cower there, Rix. Take out...
Rix grabs his sword, which shakes in the rhythm of his trembling hand.
Siwan will have to wait. Go then.
suddenly the skeleton is quickly leaving.
No! It catches...
The skeleton.
Oh. Yes? Shouldn't you be running or screaming or some such?
The skeleton groans.
I know your god did not... Do you look at me and think, why, yes, no, don't... Whereas you, I believe, have lifeboats to pointlessly squabble over. Remember, one of your races...
The skeleton resumes. The marking on the door was painted recently, judging from its punch. You press your palm against the door to open it. The wood feels neither cold nor warm, but simply grey. The colour drains from your hand, and you are left numb. It doesn't budge.
Something's breaking through! Deathlock! I need to get out of here now!
Children and dwarves first, just like the old school.
Dwarf yanks at one of the nearby.
You said there were other people down there.
You see those tentacles, kid? It's time for getting the hell out of here.
But wait! There's still people down there! Thank you! There's a ladder right over...
You're gonna be the death of us.
Get on top of the ladder! There's a... Wait! Void Woken!
Let the games begin. Hurts, doesn't it? Read the Reaper for me.
These beardless bugs won't sink the ship on my watch.
I thought Voidwoken was supposed to be scary.
About to triumph.
Away! The sea's hungry. We don't have much time.
Not Harry. This old tub is about to burst.
No telling where there might be more. We need to move.
We make a pretty good team.
I hear something.
Wait! We need to wait!
Gods! That thing! There's no time.
I have plans for you, child. Rise.
Honorable Dallas, we lost a ship sailing sorcerer prisoners to Fort Joy. We assume some escaped and broke their collars. Their vile magic lured the Voidwoken. All who were aboard are presumed dead. Yours faithfully into eternity, High Judge Oriven.
So the Order's right about one thing. We have trapped Voidwoken. Am I the lone survivor? Only one way to find out.
The child has a small mirror in his hands. He holds it up at angles, inspecting it.
I'm not supposed to talk to strangers. Are you a sorcerer? One of those guys that brings the bad void thing?
The child screws up his face and looks at you hard.
I don't see any source on you or me. I guess they're wrong. Or crazy. Maybe you're right. At least they don't mind where anyone goes. They know we can't leave the island. It's a lot nicer out here, but you didn't die. There isn't anywhere safe, you'll see. Guess I am, but...
Void Woken. Those are the same beasts that sank our ship. Damn. They made it to shore. I thought these bloody collars were supposed to keep those things at bay. The face is familiar. What's left of it? He was aboard the ship.
Look here, Quercus. Another giant. What's that? Yes, I did see how it made short work of the great Acorn servants. But that is no reason to trust it. Giants like that... What? Dear me, have you... Oh, I see. We need only follow in its big, wide shadow and be safe. Egad! It speaks our tongue. What do you mean a good time for introductions? You know full well who I am, you silly old cat. The great Solora. Oh, introduce myself to the giant. I shall do no such thing. You give away your trust. No, we will have the giant march. Now, onwards.
You spot a strange lizard gazing over the water with us. Yes, you recognize him from the ship. It would seem you're not the only one who survived the test. The lizard turns about with the graceful ease of a dancer, or a duelist. You lock eyes with his.
Yes, I imagine you do. You're made of sterner stuff than I first gave you credit for. Chances are I wouldn't have survived the shipwreck had you not returned to the aid of your fellow passengers down in that dreadful hole. You have my gratitude.
Hand over heart, he salutes you with a bob of the head. More than a nod, though less than a bow.
My gratitude is worth a great deal, if only... Now then, if there's nothing further... If you really must know, I haven't...
He sighed.
Tell me, what do you see when you cast your glance over this ocean? Wide, which goes for the dry parts.
He looks out over the water once more.
As for myself, I see continents dotted with mighty cities. And shimmering along the soft curve of the sea's horizon. Yes, but these weren't castles in the sky, were they? Quite obvious.
Suddenly, having all the air of being deep.
Well, don't just stand there gawking like an ape at an abacus. Or do you really mean to tell me you don't know who I am? Well, more's the damn pity, isn't it? For I am the Red Prince. The Orc? Of course you know me.
There's a brief moment's pause, during which his grandiloquent pose deflates ever so slightly.
That said, I suppose I must own up to the fact that I find myself rather in between all conquering. Grandeur that is my fate has hit a bit of a snag. But never you worry. For the throne I was destined, and my throne I shall have. This and that. Tag along. Do you really mean to compare the fate of an empire to whatever foy? On the other hand, I really... Fine. On one... For reasons I'll not disclose right now, I've reason to believe one of them may be present on this island. Promise me we'll look for him, and I'll extend you the blessing of my company. You do tend to beat around the bush, don't you? So, now that that's settled, first thing, even if you are as versed in the art of eloquence as I am, that as a born fighter, I prefer the perfection of the blade myself. But I'm well acquainted with the secrets of magic. Wizardry is embedded in my nature as deeply as the instincts to breathe and drink and mate. The dominion over fire suits me best, truth be told, but there is no school of magic I cannot master. Wavering is a sign of weakness, so make your choice and stand by it. Do not take my elegance as a mask for frailty. My blows shatter shields, and my thrusts pierce armor. If a warrior you need, the warrior you'll... Very well. Onwards then to...
The Red Prince nods and gives...
Now, as you're aware, you'll be traveling with a prince. As your luck, of course, there are other forms of protocol to bear.